Hello, my name is swissbianco. This video we will have a closer look at the Wenger original issue or the standard issue Swiss Army knife. That is not made for quite a long time now, and we just got in this quite likely last pieces of them. I want to also compare a bit the boxing between Wenger, what we have in front of the camera, with the boxing from Victorinox, typical boxing. Many of you may never see all the knives together, how they come in the shipments, so that gives a bit a view on how that may look. So by the Wenger box on the right, we see there is the recycling logo on it, and actually it is here so we can read it, and there is a number 3236 on it. I'm not sure if they did actually make that box themselves. As I was there a couple times, I did never see any actual making of the card box, so quite likely that got delivered from somewhere else. But the Victorinox cardboard is actually made by Victorinox. They bend it, they stamp it and fold it. That's just a typical sample that I grabbed. On top we see the size of the box there, and those are 10 pieces silver, 10 Stück short for pieces silver color. And as we see on that side, it says made in Switzerland, so there, that is made in Ibach, that is public. We saw that where how they make that there, and by the Wenger one we don't know. So that much about that. I'm gonna put those away now as we concentrate on the Wenger. As we open it up, we see here the knives in the box, in the bigger box. I just grabbed the middle one. We see the nice boxing that they did, Swiss soldier's knife, and there is the stamp. We see the CA indicates that is for Canada. They put that sticker on, one side is closed, and there we have also the number of it. Made in Switzerland, of course. Yeah. And as you see on the front, the picture with the knife and its bail. So there we see already the feature. As we open it up, the box, we see there a smaller number 2. It actually don't say anything on the box if it's made in Switzerland. We see here a bit information, mixes, sources. I don't know exactly what that gonna say, but maybe somebody from you know what that will tell you. Now we come to the most important part, the Swiss Army knife. It's the basic soldier configuration in one of its many forms. We see here the shield has the different older styled shield on it in red and of course silver A-locks, and on the back side there is no engraving plate, and we see the hollow rivet with the bail. This bail here is actually pretty on the loose side. Some bails I saw they were more stiff that I have in my collection. So as we go on the tooling is the regular Pioneer or Soldier tooling, and there is nothing special about it. We have in this case the Wenger stamping, of course, on the blade tang. It's gonna be tough. There we have it. It's just the Wenger Delemont, Switzerland, stainless. And on the right side, very nice, on the right side we see there is the crossbow in the silhouette. I did already tell in another video about the crossbow symbol for Switzerland with William Tell and all that. That is or was used by many companies as a Swiss symbol for quality and Swiss made items and all that for quite a while, but many people on the knives did not recognize that, did not have the background, so they think it looks like an umbrella. So as far the story goes, that stamp got dropped and upgraded to a regular one without the crossbow on it. It's maybe a long time since William Tell and his crossbow, but still it's something unique if you care about the history from Switzerland and the Swiss Army knife. You should know that. And yeah, it's too bad it's dropped. And we see here these ones were civilian models. We see that from start on the boxing. The ones that the military got were not boxed. They had a special returnable packaging, let's say it that way. As the Swiss military would get those knives, they would feature a year stamp on the reverse side of the blade of the tang, as we saw it with the crossbow and the Wenger, Delemont, Switzerland, stainless or rostfrei stamp. On the reverse side would be the year stamp, because that was requested by the Swiss military, so they see which year that knife got issued. And they actually got the knives in containers that they would return back to the factory, so that is, how should I say, it's more economically, because the soldier that get the knife actually don't get it in a box. It was also in my case, as I was by the military police in Switzerland, as I got the Swiss Army knife as I started with the service by that organization, just given to the soldier as it is, like this, and not with a box or a sheet or a belt sheet or something like that. You simply get the knife how that is, like that, and there is no serial number on the knife itself. They just list it as one knife in your duty booklet. It's a grey smaller booklet, like a passport for the military people, that there is listed pretty much everything you do and the training you got, the special training you got, the equipment you got, of course the assault rifle, and if you get a pistol, that is listed with its serial number, but the rest is all listed just as one piece. Is it the knife? Is it the gas mask? All that kind of thing. Shoes you get, and of course clothing and the backpack and all that. That is just listed with how many you get, and not, there is no serial number. That would be quite likely a bit too much to put a serial number on the knife itself. So that is then quite likely towards the end made as a last run for the Canadian market. We see that on the CH, on the sticker that is on it. And as Wenger did finally close for manufacturing the knives under the Wenger brand, the situation in pretty much all the places over the world outside Switzerland, as they distributed and sold the knife, was a bit difficult, because first they were competitor with Wenger, of course, and then it got taken over, I mean with Victorinox, of course, and it got taken over by Victorinox, by the owner, which is on one side a positive message, on the other side unfortunately also a bit a negative side, because it was clear that sooner or later Wenger gonna get shut down. That is economically only reasonable for traditional Swiss people like myself. That is unfortunately on the bad side, but that is life. I would never have think that I gonna emigrate and live a completely different life in USA either. So things happen. It's moving, and we can only make the best out of it. So the Wenger people from North America, if you want to call it that way, Canada and USA, they got reduced in a way that there were no Swiss Army knives of the Wenger manufactured products with the Wenger stamp on it. So that did go away. Victorinox took it over for logistical and marketing reason, and only like shoes and clothing, which we have in USA pretty often still with the Wenger brand, is left to them, or travel gear, things like that. And the knives did get away. So Victorinox in Canada did end up with a bit Wenger knives as well, and did Wenger knives that were made by Wenger and with the Wenger box and all, like we have it in front of the camera. And they did have to sell it as best as they can. So to end the story of the Wenger, as I say, this knife is not made in quite some times, and this is not completely the original version from Wenger that was delivered to the Swiss military, because of the boxing, because of the missing year stamp there. But it's still a great example of the Wenger craftsmanship, on how the Wenger issued Swiss Army knife did look like in one of its many ways. Have a look on my other video about Swiss Army knives from the Swiss military. There I show some more samples of the Wenger Swiss Army knife as well. So the soldier, the Alox soldier from 1961, did have many different variants, from its start in red Alox, nice red color, and unfortunately back then the red anodizing was not as hard or durable as it is today. So that red color got faded away with the silver one, as we see it in front as well. That did change from red to silver, and did stay with silver until the end of the 1961 line, and then it was of course upgraded to a 111mm Swiss Army knife with black green dual fused scales, which is a complete different story then. So currently the Swiss Army knife in the 1961 style, swissbianco, is the only one who has the soldier who still keep that knife up in one of its variant as a soldier, a 1961 soldier, as best as we can, so that unique Swiss Army knife is still, at least in a limited edition, available for interested people. Hopefully not only the collectors, which is fine for me, but also people that actually gonna use those knives and in the field, like I did it in the Swiss military back then. There were no farmer or other Swiss Army knives around in that style. It was simply the soldier version, which I can say it would have come in handy to have a bit of a saw blade from time to time, but we had a saw there, hand saw as well, and other like little axes, so that was not that much of a pity. So that much about the Wenger. I got a bit around on this matter because of all the history, the stories I got in Switzerland about the manufacturing plant that I did visit a couple times there, the Wenger people that I didn't know there. Hopefully the people are well, and whatever they do now, that it works out for them. And I also in USA with Wenger North America, I wish them all the best, and hopefully it works out. It's still makes me sad, but it is how it is. Yeah, that much about the Wenger. Quite likely the last ones that we get, the 1961 soldier Swiss Army knife made by Wenger in Delemont, Switzerland.